Never in my wildest imagination would I have dreamed that I would go to bed one person and wake up another. Sunday before Christmas, woke up, was flying to Colorado to meet my husband who was already there.
The timing was perfect because it was just for holiday, and Laura and I were going to go and stay with my parents who live outside of Denver.
Got up in the morning, bag was packed, alarm went off. But then when I went to get out of bed, I went to stand up and my right leg from the knee down wouldn't support my weight. It just gave out. And I look in the mirror and sure enough, the right side of my face is drooping. So I hold my arms out and my arm just dropped. At that point, I kind of realized you're not just waking up. It's not a fuzzy head. Something serious happened. Googled signs of stroke, and it said if you have even one of these, call 911. And I did the absolute worst thing you could do. I called my mother.
She was crying, and she says, I think something's wrong. There's a lot of things that I know about what I should have done, but that kind of went out the door, and I didn't do what I know I should have done, which is to told her, call 911. Instead, I said, I'll be right over.
The look on her face was enough to terrify me.
It was apparent that it was relatively major. At that point, I just threw everything in my bag, so I was able to catch a flight roughly an hour and a half later.
When I got to the hospital and do my CAT scan, neurologist comes in and said, young lady, you've had a major stroke. I was devastated. I think devastated is the only, and numb. Even though my mom was there, it was very lonely. And I lost it at that point. I just started crying. I'll never forget the look of fear in his eyes, and I never want to see that look in his eyes again.
I was relieved, but I was sad, and I was scared for her. It was hard.
He just started crying, and I was crying, and he crawled into the hospital bed with me, and the longest hug in the entire world, and my mom excused herself to give us some time. And
it's a very emotional thing, I know what can happen. I've seen it happen. It can be very devastating. She was very fortunate that it wasn't to that level. She's my baby.
But it was really scary. I could have no use of my right arm. I had to have someone cut my food for me, I couldn't put my hair in a ponytail, as silly as that sounds.
It was at that moment where I understood that we were going to be in for a long road.
Thinking that I might have made him a widower or him having to be a permanent caretaker, because at that point I could still barely walk a few feet on my own, and what if I couldn't get out of bed ever?
There was a moment for me where I knew that I needed to be different. Me wanting her to get better isn't enough.
By the time I got out of the hospital, my husband had revamped our kitchen. He'd thrown out anything processed, had already stocked up the house and the pantry with every brain food that he researched. We've always enjoyed cooking, but now we had to get really creative, and my husband was on the internet looking at recipes. He really had to dive in and learn because I couldn't do anything.
American Heart Association actually has a lot of great resources and information about it.
And I wanted to come out and be a positive, survivor or statistic. I never wanted to be a negative statistic, and I never wanted to experience the pity from people. I found a huge community of people that really inspired me, motivated me, supported me. They were instrumental.
She's found in this community a sense of belonging, and she's found a sense of purpose, in many ways above and beyond what she had before.
So I think it's not only education that needs to be funded for patients and for the community, but for the medical community too, that young people can have strokes. I don't want anyone to go through the time loss that I experienced. I was just like you. I'm a career woman, family woman. I worked, I enjoyed life, and I didn't take care of myself. I put everything first, career, family, and I didn't realize by not putting myself first, I was putting my family in jeopardy. Anyone, stroke and heart disease, it doesn't know age, it doesn't know race, it doesn't know if you're wealthy or poor, affects everyone. So my biggest takeaway as a stroke survivor at age 38 is take care of yourself, because taking care of yourself is putting your family first. So thank you, American Heart Association, because you're my hero. You helped me recover, and you're helping me share my message so other people can survive.